Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, I post mainly videos focused on affordable drugstore makeup. So if that sounds like content that you would like to watch, make sure that you subscribe. But today I wanted to show you guys just this easy everyday spring makeup tutorial. These are just some of my favorite products to use during the spring months. Oh, also, I will have all of the products that I'm using today. Everything will be linked down below. First, I'm going to go ahead and prime, and I'm priming with this e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. I want my foundation to be really dewy and glowy today. Whenever spring rolls around, I always want my skin to just like look a little bit more glowy and a little bit more dewy. So I'm just going to take the little wand here, and I'm going to apply a little bit of this directly to the face. And then I'm going to be taking my dampened beauty blender, or it's not really the beauty blender, it's my dampened Wet n Wild makeup sponge to blend out this primer. But I really like this product. It does add a nice glow to the skin. And you could totally use your hands to blend out this product as well. And I think I might use one of my headbands to put my hair back. It's like whenever my hair's straight, I have a tendency to want to wear these headbands a little bit more than like when I wear my hair wavy. And if you're curious about like where I got this off of Amazon, and it came in like a pack of like 4 or 5 different headbands. So I'll link that down below if they're still available. But it's really comfortable. I love these fashion headbands. They're so cute. Okay, for the foundation today, I'm going to be using a mix of these two from Maybelline. This is their Super Stay 24-hour skin tint, and I have the shades 110 and 118. I'm kind of in between these two shades right now. And this foundation is also pretty illuminating. So I just want my skin to be extra illuminated, and I'm going to be using a powder that's matte, so all of these will balance out and give me like the right amount of glow at the end. So just using a little bit of both of these foundations together, and then I'm just mixing it there on the back of my hand. I find with this Maybelline foundation, it has a medium coverage that you can build up to full, or at least like get it pretty close to full coverage. I mean, it's a pretty versatile foundation. I mean, you could just apply a light amount of it and just, you know, have a little bit more of a lighter coverage foundation. But for myself, I like foundations that are medium to full coverage. I mean, every once in a while I do like a more lighter coverage look, but since my skin, like I told you guys, it's not like the most even anymore, I do like a product that's going to have at least enough coverage to even out my skin tone. I know this is totally random because it's not related to beauty, but by the time I get this video up, like the eclipse will have happened. Like on April 8th is when we're supposed to have like the solar eclipse. At least over here in the US, I don't know if it's really, I don't think it is going to eclipse anywhere else. I mean, maybe like in Canada or something, or like in Mexico, I don't know. But did any of you guys see the eclipse? Like, what did you think about it? I mean, it hasn't happened yet because I'm filming this like a week ahead. But where I live right outside of Louisville, Kentucky. We're supposed to be kind of in the path of the eclipse. Like, it's not going to be like a total eclipse, but it's going to be pretty close to a solar eclipse. And I had a dream last night, and I can't remember now. I feel like I saw a reel where somebody was talking about like during, this wasn't in my dream, like this happened in real life. But I feel like I saw an Instagram reel where somebody had mentioned that there was also going to be like a comet or a meteor or something that you could see in the sky. Maybe I also dreamed that and thought I saw a reel about it. I don't really know. But in my dream last night, I dreamt that we had the solar eclipse and it went like completely dark. Like it was like nighttime where you could see all the stars. And then you could see like this like meteor, but then it like broke off into a bunch of like tiny shooting stars. I don't know. It's just like really random. So I guess I've had the solar eclipse on the brain. Like as a kid, I wouldn't say like super obsessed with like the solar system and all of that, but I always found it interesting, and I still find it like so fascinating and so interesting. For my concealer, I am going to use a high-end product. I know most of the times I'm using all drugstore products, but today I am using a mix of drugstore and high-end products. Most of the things I am using today are drugstore, but whoops, just dropped it. Okay, take two. So I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I've been mixing these two shades. I know that this one is pretty dark for me. This is in light medium, and this is in the shade light, which I'm almost out of this. Like I've just been scraping as much as I can out of this, but I've been like just using slightly darker concealers just because I've been hearing it's better to use a slightly darker concealer than like a really light one, especially as you age, because it's just going to highlight wrinkles more. So I've been trying to use concealers that are slightly darker. So I've just been mixing these two, especially since this one is getting low, and I also just want to make the color a little darker. So I just put a little bit of it on. And then I'm just going to use my finger to tap it out. And then I'm going to go back with my makeup sponge to just blend any like little fingerprints out. I've also been giving my fingernails a break. You guys know that I always wear like press-ons, and I have issues with picking at my cuticles. That's the main reason why I wear press-on nails, but I've been trying not to wear them, but like I've still been kind of picking. Not as bad as in the past, but I don't know. It's just a hard habit to break. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of this darker color up on my eyelids. And I am going to use an eyelid primer, but I just want to even out the color of my eyelids a bit. So I'm just taking this little like angled brush. I got it out of that Amazon brush set that I bought a while back. I'll have it linked down below if you're curious about it, but I really, really love that brush set that I got. It was like 18 quality brushes for like under $10. Using the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, this has just become a holy grail favorite. Love this. And I know it's gonna tone down some of that dewiness with like my foundation, but it will still look dewy in the end, like once I do my setting spray and everything. And especially after the products sit on my face for a little bit, like that dewiness from the foundation and that primer, the e.l.f. Halo Glow, it will eventually start to shine through. But I just love the way that this looks on the skin. It really helps to set everything nicely. Yeah, I just love a good illuminating base for spring. And like I said, I know it doesn't look too illuminating right now, but at the end it will. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just speed through the eyebrow portion just because it's like the same brow routine that I normally do. I'm just gonna be using the e.l.f. Lash and Brow Clear Mascara, and I'm gonna fill in my brows with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Cool Ash Brown. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and bronze, and I've been getting back into the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronzer in the shade Medium. And I do find that this has kind of like a golden, like it has little like gold sparkles kind of overlay on that's been sprayed on top of this product. But once you get like down into the actual product, those little like gold sparkles aren't really in there as much. So that's kind of like the only thing that I'm not crazy about with this shade. I know the lightest shade in this, I don't remember it having like little golden like sparkles in it the way that this one does. And they're pretty faint. It's kind of hard to see, but I kind of could do without that with this product. But I'm just using this large powder brush, which came in that Amazon brush set. So, like I said, I'll have that brush set linked down below, but these brushes are such great quality. I know I keep saying the praises of these brushes, but one of you guys were telling me that this is it looks very similar to the It Cosmetics brush, and I can totally see that. I think maybe the It one might be a little bit bigger than this, or maybe the It Cosmetics, they have like a couple of different sizes like in the shape of this brush, but it's very, very soft. It applies product really nice. It washes really well, so I haven't had any shedding with this brush at all, or really with any of the brushes from that set. So I think it is definitely worth it for under $10. I don't know if that set is still under $10, but I feel like it still would be pretty reasonable, even if it is a little bit more expensive than 10. Like, I feel like when I bought this, it said the regular price was like 13 something, maybe, if I'm remembering right. But yeah, like with my spring makeup, like I'm starting to get like a little bit more color because I have been going outside to get walks like in the afternoon or evening. So I definitely, if I can, use more bronzer. I love a good, just more bronzy look in the spring. And especially in the summer, I just love a good bronzy look. So whenever summer rolls around, I'm definitely going to be doing like a bronzed type of look. But for the neck, I'm going to get a slightly larger brush. I need to wash all my brushes. Like a few weeks ago when I filmed my review on the hard candy Girl Scout products, like those eyeshadows that had the glitter, and I was testing that out, like I kind of got that glitter all over some of my makeup brushes. So I need to wash those. But yeah, so use that for the bronzer. I just love this. And like if you get really close, I feel like you can faintly see like those golden kind of sparkles. Like I said, I'm not like the biggest fan of that, but it's not like too overly noticeable. I do like how it adds a little bit more of a glow. I don't know if it's just as I've gotten a little bit, like my skin's gotten a little bit more mature. I just feel like I can really see glitter on my skin so much more than whenever I was younger. So, or when my skin wasn't as mature. Not that my skin's super mature now, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. And then I am going to use some of this bronzer for my eyeshadow. So I'm just going to be using the Milani eyeshadow primer to prime my eyelids. One good thing about not having nails is I can just really get in here and use my finger on my eyelids, where when I have nails, it's really hard for me to do that. But I'm just going to let that dry for just like a minute. Like, I don't know if it still says it on here. Yeah, it says allow to set for 30 seconds. So I just kind of let it dry down a little bit. I am so thirsty today. Like I told you guys, I'm getting back into my fitness and weightlifting routines, and man, I am so thirsty now. I try to make sure that I drink at least 6 of these 24-ounce bottles a day. So like get 144, I think that's what it is, 144 ounces of water a day. But I definitely am thirsty. Okay, so for like my crease color, I'm going to use my bronzer here. And this is just one of my things that I like to do in the spring and summer. I mean, really all year long, I like to do a really simple look like this, but, and I'm just using one of the blending brushes that came in that Amazon makeup brush set. Been using a lot of those brushes today, but brushes are so good. I love these brushes. So I'm just going to brush that like right there in my crease and kind of take it up higher into my crease. I probably need to tweeze my eyebrow hairs. And I've really noticed lately that I've told you guys before that I had my eyebrows microbladed in, I think, 2018, but they are really, really fading now. Like, it has taken it such a long time to fade off. And I kind of low-key want to go back and get it touched up, but at the same time, I'm just like, nah. Just, like, let your eyebrows be natural for a while. I'm going to use this little palette from Wet n Wild. This is a newer 5-pan eyeshadow palette, and it's in the color Gold Whip. So I'm going to be using this shade right here on my lid, but if you don't have this palette or if you can't find it, another shade that works really well, if I could locate it, is this color from MAC, and it's in the shade Grain. It's a satin finish, but these two colors are pretty much dupes. This one is slightly a little bit lighter and might have just a little bit more like shimmer in it. But I'm just using another brush from that set. This is the one that's like a little bit more, not really like a shader brush because it's thicker than a shader brush. It's like a flat, kind of fluffy sort of brush. I wish these had names on them so I could tell you like what brush I'm using. And I did save, like they had a little thing that came with the brushes. And I was like, oh, I can use this to tell you guys what I'm using. But the names are completely wrong on this. Like, not all of them, but like for instance, okay, one of them is called the flat face brush, and it's like an angled blush brush. And then the flat face brush is called angled brush. So they kind of have the names all mixed up. So I just don't even think that that would be useful for me to use. But so yeah, I'm just going to put that shade, just brush it all over the lid. It doesn't have to be like precise. I might even get it up in the crease just a little bit. I just want to give my eyelids a little bit of a glow. And that's why I really like this product. It's very similar to like my eyelid color, but just gives my eyelids just a slight glow. And then I might actually just go back, nothing added to that blending brush I used with the bronzer, and just go blend it out just a little bit. Okay, and then I feel like the two things that really make this look extra springy, besides the dewy skin, is just like a really beautiful pinky blush. I just think it looks so pretty for spring. And this is one of the Milani baked blushes in the color Dulce Pink. Such a beautiful, almost in between a pink and like a coral. Really, really pretty. It has a built-in kind of like glow in this product. And I find this to be kind of a dupe to NARS Orgasm Blush. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that blush color, and I assume that NARS still makes that. For the longest time, that was one of their most popular blush colors. So, and when I first started my YouTube channel, I was really obsessed with that blush color. But I'm just using this Sigma angled blush brush. But that brush set that I was using, it also comes with like an angled blush brush. I don't necessarily like this one as much to apply powder blush because it is a bit more like dense, and I like to use a more like fluffy type of brush for that. So I don't know, that set I like it, but it doesn't have a really good like blush brush in my opinion. I guess you could also use the bronzer brush to apply blush as well, but I like a blush that's just, or a brush that's slightly a little bit more precise for blush. And then I'm going to use this blending brush for the crease, and I'm going to add just a little bit more of this blush to like the upper crease. I just found that that really ties the look in and just warms this look up a little bit. Really like that for spring. And then since this blush has a built-in highlight, and also since like the base products are really glowy, you could totally skip a highlight, but I'm going to add a highlight today because I want this to just be extra highlighted and dewy and glowy. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Contour Palette, and I'm going to be using the highlight shade out of this palette. I really like this highlight. I mean, you guys, if you've been watching my tutorials, you know I've been singing the praises of this highlight, but such a pretty color. It's not like too intense. Like, I mean, you can build it up to be fairly intense, but I don't know. I just love this highlight. I think it's perfect. And then I'm going to put a little bit here on my Cupid's bow, a little bit here on my nose. I've also been using this highlight as my brow bone highlights and also in my inner corner. Just to open up my eyes and just make everything look more bright, I'm using the Benefit Highbrow Pencil in Pink Linen, and I'm going to put that here on the waterline. Like, I don't know if you guys can really tell a difference between the two eyes, but I just always feel like that opens up my eyes a little bit more. So if you have smaller eyes, or if you just want your eyes to look a little bit bigger, more awake, definitely recommend using like a flesh tones kind of color in your waterline there. Maybe just like slightly a little bit lighter than flesh tone. I mean, you could use white, but sometimes white is a little too harsh, where I feel like this pinky color is the perfect shade to open up your eyes but not look too harsh or, you know, too stark or whatever. And then before I do my lips and my lashes, I'm going to go ahead and mist my face, and I'm just using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. I told you guys in like one of my last tutorials that I needed to go out and pick this up. I still haven't done that yet, and I totally forgot I still had this setting spray in my collection, so I've been using this. I really like the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set, but if I had to pick between the two, I definitely like the Urban Decay All Nighter slightly better. I do think that this helps my foundation to last a little bit longer. I mean, this does help to extend the wear of your foundation a little bit, and it does help to tone down the powders and everything. So I do still like the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set, and I did put the Urban Decay sprayer on this bottle because I just like the sprayer better than the sprayer that comes on this. So I'm just going to mist my face. Okay, and then for my lashes, I went ahead and curled them up, and I applied a mix of the Maybelline Lash Sensational and the e.l.f. Lash Extender mascara. So I've really been enjoying applying like both of those mascaras in conjunction with each other. Like, I'll apply this first and then apply this over top, and I've just really been enjoying the way that that looks. And then for the lips, I'm going to take off this mascara, this foundation off my lips. And this lip product that I'm going to wear today is one of my favorite lip colors to wear for spring. And this is one of the Dior Lip Glow Addict, or what is it? The Color Reviver Lip Balms. And this is in the shade 900 berry, I think, or no, 006 berry, and it is more of like the purpley one. But I just apply a generous amount of this on the lips. And these Dior Lip Glow Color Reviver lip balms, they slightly adjust to the pH of your skin, so they can get darker as they're on your lips, and it almost leaves like a slight bit of a stain like once the gloss wears off. But I find that the gloss lasts for a really long time. It's super moisturizing. I have went through, like, this is the second one of these that I have purchased. I absolutely love this. Like, I swore by this like during the whole pandemic. And then also the shade in pink. It's another favorite one for spring. And I've also went through, I think this is like the third one of that I have purchased. So it's just that berry is like a slightly darker version of pink. And it just has like a little bit more of like a purple kind of undertone to it, which I just find to just be really flattering for spring. So I am going to intensify this blush a bit more, because once I get the lip on, it really helps me see like, okay, yeah, we could go a little bit more with the blush. So I'm just going to add a bit more blush on. I mean, that's kind of like my tip with lip products. Like, apply your blush, and then once you get it on, you might need to go and apply more blush. But I think this is such a pretty everyday makeup look for spring. This is how it turned out. And as you can see, like, that dewiness is starting to really shine through, but it doesn't look like too much. It just looks really pretty. Like, your skin just looks so glowy and healthy. I will see you all in the next one, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art.